Hello. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm going to give you guys some time to come on in here, see if you guys are here. We'll take a few minutes and make sure the notifications go out and all of that good stuff. We're about to get into it once again, the foolishness. And I mean, we're just going to channel some messages because, to be honest with you, I am just sitting here. There's a lot of messages, I think, about the U.S. coming through as well. And this is what we're going to kind of talk about today. So come on in, everyone. Go ahead and shout out your city, your country, your providence, your mood, your vibe in the chat when you come in. And guys, like the video and please subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to wait for some more of you guys to come in and we will get started in a moment, okay? Welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are feeling good today. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. All right, all right, all right, all right. Wait for some more of you guys to come in here. All right, let's take a look here. Hi. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Kelly, Barbara, Anna. Welcome, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I'm feeling good today, guys. I'm feeling good. We'll get started in a moment while I'm waiting for people to come in. If you guys don't know, we kicked off our January fast. So this January reset, which is like juice fasting, water fasting, or vegan fasting, or just fasting from any of your vices, whatever is hard for you. So guys, if you want to join us, today was our first session together. We will be literally having these quantum healing group meetings every Saturday. And if you want to join in, you can still join in, and I'll send you out a copy of today's video and what we went over. We're just prepping. We're in the prep phase, guys. We're just prepping for the fast itself, which is, just getting rid of all the processed foods, the sugars, the cookies, the cakes, the pies, and even the carbs, and just going high water content fruits and vegetables. So your juicy melons and, salad, cucumbers, stuff like that. And please start juicing as well. Don't just wait to incorporate the juice. Start juicing now, so then you just start to taper off of the things that you're actually just eating. So that's the prep for this week. We did a beautiful meditation for just grounding into the higher version of yourself. So we went on a magnificent journey. We either met with our higher self or source consciousness, and I was following along too. I think I met with source consciousness and we had a heart-to-heart exchange. I saw this crystallized heart, and it was beautiful. It was like, it was pink and with a little bit of red, reminded me of Valentine's Day. But nevertheless, that's what happened today. And also too, we were just setting the stage, because your healing, you will not get your healing. I don't care how many readings you do, how many psychics you go to, how many energy medicine sessions. There has to come a point, and how many doctors you go to. I have to say that, because the whole point is for you to meet yourself. And this is what we're doing. We are meeting with ourselves without all the noise, without all of what the news and the world says, without the biases, without the the way we feel about ourselves, we can bring our own selves down. Without any of that, we're going to meet with ourselves, our true selves. Once you have that meeting of the spirit minds with yourself, your true self, your higher self, you're gonna be able to go to that timeline, because you're gonna have a energetic path and signature there. You're gonna know what it looks like, what it felt like. You have to know these things because our body takes in things via the five senses. And so when you want to change, you have to take in the information about the higher timeline through that avenue. And also the five senses is on the other side of that, just listening intensely into that and clearing out through fasting and healing is your gifts and abilities. Some people say psychic, some people say, prophetic, and some people say, like me, spiritual technology. But all of that is on the other side. But you cannot get there unless you meet yourself. And when you finally meet yourself, you've dropped off the world, everyone else. A lot of this stuff ain't even ours, y'all. It's the world stuff. It's stuff that was programmed into you when you were a kid. Here, eat this, read this, do this, things that were done to you. None of that stuff is you. That's a life script from 0 to 8 that you did not program. You are creating your own life script. And that is what we are doing. I'm fired up for the new vibration because we are totally stepping into embodiment in this season. We are stepping into embodiment. And I just had to say that. To be honest with you, I didn't even really want to come on here and do any sort of videos like Erika Kirk videos on, girl, I'm tired of this woman. Man, woman, I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point. But, nevertheless, you guys like the foolishness. And one of my subscribers sent me a picture and said, that this is Erika. And I don't know if this is Erika, but I'm going to show the picture to y'all. And you guys will let me know if this is Juwana Man. I do not know. And I say that respectfully because she was younger in this picture. So I have no idea. But this is what we're going to get into. Welcome in. Hi, Teresa. Keely said, I'd love it if you would send me the video from either today regarding the fasting. Okay. Yeah, so guys, if you enroll, I will send you the video that we did. So it is, I think that the links should be down below. And don't worry, if you're following along without being, in the program per se, I'm going to literally be giving you little bits and pieces of what we did, because the whole thing is like community really helps you stay on course. So like myself, I have set forth to do a 30-day juice fast, right? There's some people who are doing water in the group, some people who are just fasting from vices, some people are seeing how it go, and that is okay, right? So it's the support, right? Hi, Tracy. Welcome in. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Oh, Lord. Sometimes when I have to do these videos, I'm so far past this whole situation, but somebody sent me this picture and it kind of was intriguing. And to be honest with you, I don't know if this is Erika or not, but I said, I'll let you guys decide on who this is because it kind of does look a lot like her. It truly does. And I'm just going to let you guys take a look at it because, I don't know. But I know, that this is not a woman. I mean, a human, really. It's not. But what happened before she shapeshifted into who she is today, that I don't know. And, this is what we're going to take a look at. So let me show you guys. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Okay. Do you guys see that? Okay. Hold on. I'm going to show you this picture. And I want to know what you guys think. Because this does look a lot like Erika Kirk. Please let me know. Because I might just be tripping. And I think the person said they got it from like a Facebook or something. That's her? Is that her? Yo, guys, is this Juana Man? What? This is really her? Because I asked the person, because I don't want to just be up here just, putting dirt on her name, even though she's doing a pretty good job herself. I just said, let me show this to you guys. It looks like her, doesn't it? It does look like her. She was on a podcast and she showed that pic? Really? Because, I'm just thinking, what kind of, I know people do get their hair cut really short when you are a girl and you are young, especially if you live in a hot area. But I'm just kind of that's really low for a girl at that age. I don't know, guys. Well, what do you guys think? Someone said, yes, she showed it on a podcast, Creepy Family. You said it could have been because her mom shaved her head when she was young to thicken the hair. Yeah, people do that. People do that. But I don't know. She could still be a girl here. She could totally still be a girl. She really could still be. It's just that someone sent it to me and said look into this. And I was like, okay, I'm going to present it to you guys to see what it is that you guys say. I'm reading the comments here. Okay, that's her. Okay. Do you guys think that do you think she's a man? I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, she looks like herself. And she does look like she could be, she could totally be a girl like this, or she could totally be a little boy. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. She could totally still be a girl here. She could be. But maybe the story is not necessarily her gender, but more of why the hair was cut. Is this her mother behind her, guys? Is this her mother? So whoever that woman is behind her, it's very interesting when we read this, just body language wise. The woman is almost is holding her like a possession, and she's grinning like, I got you. Not I got you. I got this. Everything's being handled. Everything is on track. Do you see what I'm saying? Something weird with the woman behind. Is that her mama? Something weird with the woman behind her. It's not an authentic smile. Do you see what I mean? This is not an authentic smile of a mother. It looks like an orb floating on the right. There's another blonde woman to the left. I don't see. Is this her mother, guys? I don't know if that's her mother or not. But whoever this woman is, whoever the woman is, this is not an authentic to me smile. And if you look at the picture, it's really close to the ear, right? So it kind of, and I want to be respectful, but it reminds me of a snake in a garden, like whispering things in the ear, like programming. Do you see what I mean? Like you're gonna do good today, or you're gonna be great. It's like those little whispers. It's kind of the what I channel with Erika Kirk, the mind control combat, what she was well versed in. That's what that looks like. Maybe she got that. She get it from her mama. Like maybe she got that from her mama. Because I get the energy of like, I'm keeping this one close. She's mine. My forever darling. That's what I'm getting. And it's very, very close to the ear, where it feels very serpent energy-esque. And what I'm talking about is whispering in the ear things that she wants her to do, like programming her. That's what that looks like to me. Yes, Sonia, mind control. That's what I'm talking about. Whoever this woman is, if that's her mother, this woman is doing mind control. And remember how I said Erika Kirk was doing the everyday witchcraft to Charlie, meaning, she had a way about herself where she knew what to say in the certain rhythm to say it. Like, it was almost like she had him, how people say she had you under a spell or something, but this is more like under mind control, but just a light version of it. But it's given the vibe that that's what this mother was doing to Erika Kirk. Indoctrination, yeah. Now it's very interesting because, to be honest with you, when I look at this picture, I see Erika Kirk as a girl. But also when I look back at it, I see Erika Kirk as a boy. Does anyone see both? I see a dualistic energy here. It feels very what's the one, who have the both genders? This is kind of the vibe that I get. It feels like two people in one to me. I'm reading the chat. MK Ultra link to Fort Hacha. Huacha. Please look into if it's possibility that they switch Erika Kirk with the woman we are now seeing. Okay, we will. Something is weird about the woman mourning her husband. Yeah, because it ain't a woman. It's freaking military. Y'all, I don't know how. Thank you so much. We're going to get into that. Hi, Angel. Hi. This woman, so this is where Erika Kirk got this mess from. Her mother, whoever this is in this picture, looks to me like exactly what I said Erika Kirk was doing. The little manipulation, the little whispering here and there, the little, the little ways about herself that was almost hypnotic, but not in a good way. And the vibe that I'm getting in this picture is that this woman or this energy or an older person had plans for her. And I don't even want to get into that, what plans that was, because it's kind of giving me a sick feeling. And I think we can only imagine what plans those were. I think Erika Kirk met Trump well before they said. And in fact, I think Erika Kirk and Trump are related. And maybe not, maybe distant cousins, but it's a dynasty. I don't know why this is pulling me here, but it's giving that it's a family takeover in the White House. And the people you see, that are part of the cabinet and stuff, these are really family members. And now, whether this a family member, like a distant, relative from Germany, or whether it is a part of an entity family member. But I'm telling you, this woman, this kid, this child knew Trump. It wasn't just, oh, you just joined the pageant. No. They met each other a long time before that. And the mother, or whoever this is, was already prepping to offer this child up. And this child has both energies of male and female, and she oscillates between the two, possibly depending on what circumstance that the woman behind her puts her in. Yes, she is of Swedish descent, but also too she also has German origins as well. All of them do. They all go back to, I'm telling you, it's a bloodline. Remember the Queen? The Queen, the whole England set is from Germany. I'm telling you, I'm getting the vibe that this is it feels like a monarch happening within our White House. That is what it feels like. And I'm telling you, Erika Kirk has known these people a long time before. And her and Trump feel related to me, to be honest with you. They feel related. Now, we're going to look back at androgynous. Yes. Who's Lori? Is that her mother? It says Lori has gone by at least 3 different last names in the past. Lori is possibly Lauren. Okay, so we'll look into the current Erika Kirk, but there's something weird happening where I'm getting this automatic drawing of, it looks like a reptilian or but not even a reptilian, like a dinosaur. And I can see the back of it and the scales on the outside, and it also has its head down, a lot like how Charlie had its head down. I don't know, y'all. It's like, this is weird. It's the same drawing of the Charlie Kirk. Hold on. I'm thinking, if this is Erika that I'm channeling here in this automatic drawing, it could be her mother, because both of their images are up here. But it feels like the thing that the way I drew Charlie before is the way I'm drawing this thing now. So it feels like what happened to Charlie has happened to possibly Erika. I don't know if this is the mother's energy, but it has happened before. I don't know. I really don't. I wasn't prepared to do all this today. That's interesting. Okay. Well, guys, let me see. I'm looking at your comments. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm so done with these people. I'm done. I have no more luster for it. I truly don't. Um, I think we all know that none of these people are real. I just don't know how else I could just say that. But to be honest with you, in that picture, so my general consensus, my someone sent that to me. My general consensus is it feels androgynous. It truly does. And the woman in the back, whether that's her mother or whoever, does not have all the best of intentions. And it feels like a handler, if you ask me. That's what the woman in the back felt like to me. And she felt like a programmer. And to be honest with you, Erika Kirk feels as if she's one of those children that are just born into these Hollywood elite rings. That's what it's given. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of like, I know he sent that so I could look into the gender, but the vibe that I'm getting is that, Erika Kirk was born into an elite ring. That is what I felt in that picture. Does anybody else get the vibe? Those children who, that are born into these pedal rings and all of that? How they may have like a woman figure that kind of raises them a little bit, but also, too, they're also a handler. They're also, just do what you're told, sweet girl. Like, you know? That is what the vibe that I got from it. It's like forget about the what do you call it? Forget about the what gender is this? It's given um born into slavery vibes, but only in an elite stage. That is what it's given. That's what it's given. So I don't know, guys. This woman, we've already said she's not real. I mean, we said that months ago. She ain't there. I don't care whatever body they have on stage right now. It's still not Erika Kirk, because Erika Kirk ain't even Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk is not even Erika Kirk. Do you see what I'm saying about the picture? How it feel to me? It feels like she's born into some sort of elite ring. This ain't no average person, guys. And now I'm talking about her as a child. Adult self, not there. Totally removed and controlled by the AI. I am not saying she's part of AI, but she's a tool, a Decepticon tool to work with technology, is what I'm saying. And what I see inside of that body is something that was created by the industrial military complex. And it has, like, to me, it feels like it has tech in it. And that could just be because I'm feeling that she's programmed. But, I mean, I keep saying she, but it's not she. I mean, it's not she. But now I'm talking about that self. Maybe she was a real person in that picture that we just saw, which I think that she was, but I think she was born into an elite ring. That is what it gives to me. And that she was programmed very, very early on. And I'm telling you, I'm getting the vibe. She already met Trump a long time ago when she was young. Ain't going there. And not just Trump. I mean, everyone. These children travel on planes. And they get sent to parties and the White Houses and castles around the world. That's what it looks like to me. Something happened to her when she was 9 years old. like the event, something, this little girl, boy was touched. That's what I see from that picture. I didn't even want to go here, but that's on. I got to be honest that that's what I see. Those, I don't care if those are her parents. Yeah, yeah, right. Those are her parents. Okay, maybe they were implanted into suburbia or whatever for a period of time, but nope, no. Sources saying the Erika Kirk, that little girl or boy, which was a girl and a boy. It's a dualistic energy, and not because of the hair, because of the essence. Kind of the same thing that JD Vance has. He has the essence of a transgender, and I say that respectfully. That's his essence. This little girl has the essence of this androgynous, because I think they train her to be like a boy and like a girl sometimes, depending on what gala that they are attending. I'm just saying. That's the vibe it was giving me. I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments. They are sent to men who are supposed to play a part in programming them. Maybe that's why her mom cut her hair off. Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't care if this is her natural born mom or a stage mom. But that woman I saw in that picture was programming the little girl that looked like Erika Kirk. That's what I saw. I saw a programmer. And now it makes a lot more sense of where Erika Kirk gets this stuff from. Because remember, I said she was trained in some sort of military mind control combat, where she would just know the right things to do to Charlie. Like she would touch him in a certain way, or she would do certain things. And sometimes she would talk in these rhythmic patterns to like gain back control of her subject. That is what that woman's vibe was giving me. That mother or handler in the background. That is exactly the vibe that it was giving me, that she was programming her and grooming her for something. And make no mistake about it, that little girl has a dualistic energy of both male and female, is what I'm saying. Yeah, her essence has been gone. I mean, it's been gone. It's been gone a long time ago. Like I said, something, when Erika Kirk was 14, I see her going into deep training for what would later be, I guess, the Charlie Kirk show, And then the whole stuff she was doing. See, guys, after they train you, they send you out on, like little test runs. So the Romanian Angels and all of that. And then leading up to Charlie Kirk. And I'm telling you that it's given the vibe that this little girl or woman was born enslaved. I'm talking about consciousness. That is what I'm saying. And I think I spoke about this and I called this in some of the other videos, but now seeing it from this perspective, it's like, it feels like she was born consciousness enslaved, meaning she never had full autonomy over the essence of her. No, I don't see that. So when we bring up the Bride of Chucky and Child's Play, the Chucky movies, all they were doing was switching out the bodies but popping in the consciousness. I'm telling you, when I look at that little girl, now it makes more sense of what we see happening now. She never had a consciousness that she owned. What I'm trying to say is that she was born into some sort of ring, elite ring, where children are born for certain things, to play certain roles. Some children are born into it to be harmed, other children are to be groomed for something else. Some are a little bit of both, but she's been controlled since birth, is what I'm saying. She's never had a say so within her own mind and mindscape. So when I tell you that they switched out the consciousness, it makes a lot more sense because she never embodied it. Her consciousness was always given to her via MK Ultra, mind control, all of these things. Now it makes me have more of a heart for Erika Kirk, really seeing this, to be honest with you. It feels as if she never had a chance. Now when we zone out, she was being used since she was born, since she was little. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And what did I say? It feels like this woman was created by the military. I said that a long time ago, and I say woman loosely because it's like humanoid. She's not all the way human. And I get some sort of weird reptilian. You know what? I don't, y'all, this is getting freaky because it feels that whatever happened to Charlie also happened to Erika before. And I'm talking about, remember how I said I saw Charlie's consciousness being like they were zapping him, and like it was deeper than MK Ultra. It felt like they were taking something from his brain or possibly consciousness, right? And one of the early automatic drawings I did of Charlie Kirk, he was in a fetal position and there was an X on his neck. This, I wonder if you guys can see this. And I'm going to take my background off so you can see this, because this looks like an entity, but it's in the same position as Charlie. And if this is Erika Kirk I'm channeling, then this has happened to her. Hold on. Okay. Do you guys see this? This is like a head down, looking way down. There's something coming from the mouth. This here is scales going all the way down. It's something like it's not all the way human. It's given like a reptile of some sort, and it's sitting on its legs here, like its legs are curled up, like squashed like this, like hands and legs. And it has the same positioning as Charlie Kirk. In the same automatic drawing I did of Charlie Kirk back in September, with his head down, and he was sitting on his bum. This is the same energy when I look at the younger Erika Kirk. This could also be what was happening to her via the woman in that picture. Do you guys see that? And you guys have seen the other ones of Charlie Kirk, but I might just have to go and get that so that we can take a look at that, because this is crazy. I'll get to that. Where is Erika's consciousness? I'll get to that. Do you guys see what I'm saying with this? Does that not look like some sort of reptilian hybrid, hunched over? That's weird. And I want to show you guys this. What you have to understand about Erika Kirk's consciousness is that Erika Kirk's consciousness was always a pop-in. The bodies are the bodies. Her consciousness was always, whether she knew it or not, I'm telling you, through this grooming, her consciousness could always pop in and pop out. Not because young Erika Kirk was doing it, but because this is how she was created. This is what I truly am getting. Like never having the sovereignty over your consciousness and over the say-so on how you use your consciousness, but always having to use it for someone else's gain. Or gang. I said someone else's gang. She always had to use herself for someone else's group. She was just a tool. Erika Kirk is a tool to the elites. And the consciousness, she's never had sovereignty over her consciousness. And her consciousness can go in and out. That is what I see. That's truly what I see. And I'm almost wondering if that skeleton thing that I showed you guys, if that is her. Because remember, a source says she's a humanoid, and it's like have reptile, have something, have human. Is that not what I just showed you guys? And girl, I wasn't even trying to draw this. Protecting herself. Yes, doesn't that look like that? Yes. And I'm telling you, I got a lot more sympathy for her now. Now seeing this. That's really crazy. I'm kind of tearing up. Let me show you the Charlie one so we can compare. Hold on. Wait a minute, guys. Hold on, let me get it. If I can find it. Oh no. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Now, say it ain't so. Say this ain't so. Remember, this was Charlie. I did this back in September when the psyop happened. This man was enslaved. He was in bondage. That's what I felt, and I wrote it down here. Bondage. There's his neck. He's slunched over. His consciousness is still in there, even though this looks a lot like what I found in Trump's field. There's an X on his neck. X marks the spot. They already knew had plans for him. They already knew what they were going to do, the psyop that they were going to pull. But nevertheless, the man is still, like I said, I saw his consciousness going into, in the future, some sort of civil rights activist. And it's given execution style. That's what it's given. It's given that. But he's nevertheless, this man was in bondage. He was sitting on his legs. And it's very interesting, too, that I never noticed this before, but now looking at Erika Kirk's picture, look at this. Look at the feet. Either this is just energy coming out of the feet, or this ain't human. I digress. But nevertheless, you see that. Now, when you look at this one, this is a head coming down here. These are scales on the back. Because remember, what Source said, she's a humanoid. Have something and have something else. Half human and have something else. Those are scales on the back. And she sit like almost tucked her feet and her tail underneath her. And her head is completely down. Like this is even worse than Charlie's. Charlie was somewhat, this was fresh. This was almost when they catch you like in another country and they want to behead you to show your government they mean business. That's the vibe in this one. Like he just got caught up, you know, that's the vibe in that one. This one, let me tell you the vibe of this one because I already know because I do this for a living. This feels like Erika Kirk's true self, like an inner child. Sometimes children will, you know, create safe spaces for themselves. This feels like this is her inner child. And it's been tucked away for a very long time. Now, you can still function out in the world without your inner child intact and healed. Absolutely. People do it every day. But whatever happened to Charlie has already was Erika's energy field. So she was always an energetic match. She was always going to be an energetic match. But I am telling you what I see here. See, this is the first time in the psychic investigation that we're seeing Erika Kirk actually, I don't even want to say being humanized, but we're having a little bit more compassion. This is the first time we see her not in a position of power, but we see what is behind the smoke in the mirrors. Is someone scared, shaking, different, maybe even an outcast, scarred, incomplete, distorted. Trauma, 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 trauma. She's been built. Lies, lies. MK Ultra. Like, she needs to shed this skin. And I say she because, well, she ain't there. Because she's... You guys get what I'm trying to say? Do you guys see what I'm trying to say? I know it's kind of hard because it's quantum, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. She never had a chance. That's kind of what I'm getting. And I'm telling you, it feels as if she knew Trump before. I'm talking about when she was young. That's what I keep feeling. Like those two, like, and I'm not even getting in a sick way. I'm just saying with these children that grow up in these elite rings and stuff, like they get ushered into parties and, you know, they're being trained for when they're adults to do stuff like this. Or you see what I'm saying? Like she's always been a tool. And it feels as if she has up to 3 doppelgangers. And it's interesting. I want to say clone, but you remember, I think even Candace Owens said doppelganger. And, you know, Candace Owens knows a lot more than she puts on. Either Candace Owens is psychic, girl. Or, you know, she has a script as well. And sometimes we can have a script and we don't know it per se. We're just, you know, getting briefed and tips here and there. And then before you know it, we are, you know, part of the whole operation. But yeah, she never had a chance. And there are some times where the other force pops in. See, this is the Erika we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing this Erika, right? This is the Erika that is controlling things from the sky, literally. She was the one actually whispering into Charlie's, you know, through Charlie's head, You know, he was speaking, and what he was spewing energetically, no matter how good it sounded to everybody, doesn't matter. It was coming from this other version of her, this that is always came out on top. And look, she even has this guy, what we found out, that guy enslaved. So there's a consciousness she has, you know, a connection to. She's siphoning energy, and then she's speaking using this poor man's energy to speak into Charlie's head and mind. And then he's talking, and it's just a consciousness crazy fest happening. But this is how we're used to seeing her, in a position of power and strength. And you know, like she shows up like an entity. But because you have to understand, because her consciousness can pop out and pop in, because she's not in control of that, you have to understand. So most of the times, especially now, we see her on the world stage, we know this is not her, you know, like we've stated before. But there's different versions of her. There's this consciousness that pops in, and then now we're for the first time seeing the vulnerability, and it's just like Charlie. Same scenario, but this one is more like they've been enslaved for a long time. The neck is more down, they have more spores on the back, scarring, but also it looks like a reptile of some sort. It could be old skin needed to be shed, but reptilian, but it's sitting on its legs and its arms. It's lost all hope. Her consciousness has been taken a long time ago, popping in and popping back out. But remember, I tell you guys, when they switch your consciousness, they have to put you somewhere. What did I say about Beyonce? I saw her consciousness in a bubble. That's where hers was, in a bubble. Oh, okay. And it kind of makes sense because, you know, Beyonce is kind of like, she's not, you know, and I say this respectfully, she's not like the brightest. She's a true artist, and she's, you know, she spent most of her time doing that in her life. But for her consciousness to be in a bubble, it makes a lot of sense because she's not very, you know, intellectual. And then I saw Charlie Kirk in a rabbit hole. So it's funny how, you know, even Erika Kirk mentions the rabbit hole, because that's where his consciousness is. I see it in a rabbit hole. Very, very far down. Kate Middleton's consciousness was in an enchanted forest. Why? Because she was Sleeping Beauty. So they put her in an enchanted forest. These people will use, it's weird, these people use Disney stuff to put these people in these different states. It's really kind of weird and sick. So your consciousness has to go somewhere. So whether there's, you know, let's say something has taken over the body. Well, the consciousness pops out and it goes somewhere. And it goes to a mindscape, a place that they've built for your consciousness to go and exist in until it's ready to be utilized, right? So it does not mean that when your consciousness, there's always an infinite part of ourselves, like our higher selves, which is always safe and always with source. We can channel that any day. We saw that in our class, our higher source self. We saw that. But then there's a part of ourselves that is here to have the experience, right? And this is the part that I am talking about, which they will take out through whatever sort of trickery, mind control that they do, and they put it in a holding place. And that person or consciousness, that portion of their consciousness that was meant to exist here, exists now in whatever world or realm that they place it in, if that makes sense. But Erika Kirk is a little bit more special than Charlie because hers was always built to pop in and pop out. And to be honest with you guys, no. Mm-mm. To be honest with you, if you remember the last video that we examined with Tyler Robinson, I said this is not the first time that Charlie Kirk's soul has done this. Because remember, the whole premise of the Chucky movie was that Charles Lee Ray had, he was like a killer. He was running from the cops. And then he didn't want to go to jail. So he literally hopped his consciousness inside of Chucky. And then Chucky, was, I don't know, hopped his consciousness inside of Tyler. And then we have a Tyler Robinson on the roof taking responsibility because part of the Chucky, the thing was whoever sees, the first person to see Charlie's true origin, Chucky's true origin, then they basically can have their soul consciousness switched out. So this is not the first time this has happened to Charlie Kirk. But the difference is I don't believe that Charlie Kirk was born into the ring. That's the difference. Was he, I'm getting nurtured as a youth, like as a teen? Yeah. But Erika Kirk never had sovereignty over her consciousness. Never. Not from day one. So this is where the part of Erika Kirk's consciousness I'm tapping into is the inner child part. The part that, because I saw that picture, right? The part that had escaped a very long time ago and almost feels like she'll never find her way home. That's the part that I'm tapping into. The I don't even want to say the original consciousness, but the original consciousness in this life is in this state. Because that's her inner child. Now, is there a part of her that is in a happier place? Yeah. But I was reading the child picture, so this is what I get. Yeah, guys, so yeah, I don't know, guys. That's just kind of what I get. And it's kind of sad now because this actually verifies the Chucky movies. That they just keep. You see how many times those dolls then died and came back and kept swapping souls and swapping souls? Yeah, that's kind of what it is. These two are actually a lot alike. Not like outwardly, but vibrationally, yeah. Vibrationally, look at that. They both in bondage. Not just Charlie, but this Erika Kirk too. And she's still, she never shows up fully as a woman, a person, because we have her inner child with scales on it, and then we have the picture of the androgynous one, girl and boy, so is given created in a lab for me. That's what I'm getting. It's given created in a lab for me. Created by the military industrial complex. Same thing. Same thing, different angle. It's all the same thing, different angle. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Like the video and subscribe, girl. I will say that. So, is Erika Kirk, was a boy or whatever? Possibly, yeah, but that's the vibe it gives. But also too, you got to understand she just played whatever role they needed her to play. Because even, Erika Kirk is not very feminine. In, the Erika Kirk we see on stage today, on the world stage, she's not, to me, it doesn't give femininity to me. She's definitely, this version of herself is attractive. Version self. But it's not very feminine. It really isn't. It's just not. And yeah, there is different versions of her. It's like every time this woman does something on the world stage, it's a different avatar. That's what it's looking like to me. That's what it feels like. They're not even trying to hide this stuff. They're not. They're not. Mm-mm. They're not. They ain't trying to hide it. We just don't believe them. That's it. We just don't. We're just not believing them. That's it. Does this look like a feminine woman to you? No. This ain't even the same person. It's given bot. Do you guys remember the? You guys remember that movie back where those singers were singing and they had the subliminal track behind them, like programming people? That's what that is. Like, it's a Barbie programmer. Like, a live Barbie programmer. Like, this, they're not hiding it. They've not hidden this stuff. They've not hidden this stuff. We just didn't believe what they showed us. Look, she's doing the same picture as her mother. You can't make it up. I didn't even want to do this video. But my God, is that not a resemblance to the first picture that we saw? She's close to the face, close to the ear, close to the head. Once again, just like the mother was, or whoever that was in that picture. It's the same thing. And look, she's like, I'm going to be defiant. I had short hair there, and now I'm going to have long, luscious locks because she's playing a female and no longer playing a little boy. You get what I'm going with this? She plays the role that she's supposed to play. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is, look, that same smile the mom had. I know something you don't know. Like, this was never, look at this. Now I'm looking at both of their energy. This was never going to end good. It wasn't. Even Charlie, because he was not as aware as he should have been. And she knew too much because she was created to be whoever someone needed her to be. Then we got this weird thing with the transgender Vance. That's his essence. And then this feels like a totally different woman to me. It just feels icky when it just doesn't feel right. Just doesn't. Young Erika Kirk, who, I don't know, y'all, who, who is this person? And people change when they're young and all of that, but it's just the nose. Does she have a nose job? Because it looks completely different. I mean, face looks completely different. I mean, jaw looks different, right? At least to me. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because her consciousness was never actually sovereign. Never. Mm. And the last one we saw on stage, boy, that whatever energy was inside of there could not hide that it was a full-blown demon. And you can see it oozing out right here. Like in this outfit, the demon is oozing out. There has never been a femininity. Like, do you see how she oscillates between both? But really, when she does the femininity, it feels like a stage. That's what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, this woman didn't have no kids. I don't care what you say, because I channeled that from the beginning. She ain't never had no kids. She can't have kids. It's all alleged now, but this is just, you know, it's just what I'm seeing. And this silly outfit doesn't make sense. And I just wonder why I call her outfit silly, because I typically don't talk about people's wardrobe, but it just feels so not real. Just like you're changing clothes on a Barbie doll. And the Barbie doll ain't even the good one. Even she can't hide it in this picture because whatever the source is still evil. I'm just saying. Look, someone has Erika, Kirk, and JonBenet Ramsey. I don't think it's the same person, but I don't know. I'm telling y'all, these children are whoever they need you to be. And I'm going back to lab born. That's what it feels like. This was strange. That was a very strange day with the 47 there. That was weird. This one, ooh, this one right here. This was just whatever was inside of this vessel, baby. You can see it oozing out. It's not good. It's evil. This was the most evil like essence yet. It just, but now we know where it all comes from. We know. Yeah, it's like a paper doll. Yeah, JD Vance and her look alike. Because they both, remember I said JD Vance is given like a transgender. That is the energy of him. And then we get this androgynous energy of Erika Kirk. And it's not possible to be genderless, but that's what it feels like. It feels like playing a role. I'm playing a role as a woman. Her neck is telling, yeah. Yeah. Tartaria. Yeah, guys, that's that. So Tartaria, it's geographic region in Central North Asia. and subject to widely unfound conspiracy theories about the lost globe empire. Ooh. Europeans from the middle. Okay, take a look into that. But yep. So this is just, no need to kick a dead horse. She's not real. She's never had control of her full consciousness. It pops in and out. And most of what we've been seeing on the world stage has been an entity in there, controlling stuff. I don't know. That's what I have for you. Her hand is big as Charlie's face. Her hand is big as Charlie's face. Her hand or head? Yeah. So the general consensus of the PSYOP is that Erika, Kirk, and Charlie have done this before, the consciousness switch out. The difference is Erika Kirk has been shut down. She was created into this experience as an enslaved consciousness. That's what I'm given. Never having sovereignty over self. It's almost given the vibe that, I'm about to go there because that one now sounds real crazy. But I'll just leave it at this life. But yeah, so she never had full sovereignty over her consciousness. And Charlie Kirk has also done this before. But in, I want to say past life, but it's still the same life because the consciousness bleeds over. So I know it's maybe difficult to understand, but that is how I understand it and how I receive it. Her hand. Oh, her hand looks as big as Charlie's head. But did you guys not see the picture of her standing behind Charlie the same way her mother was standing behind her? It's all created. She primed his field. She primed his field for Trump. I'm telling you, like, these, I don't care what no one say, Erika delivered him on a hot plate to Trump because that company seized by the United States government, but particularly J.D. Vance has rights to that company, and in return the government does. So what we see playing out on the world stage is what I called last year America's daughter. I said that feels like the presidency we're going to get, and I was calling it America's daughter. We've had these massive female energies on the world stage in 2025. And somehow everybody's all connected in with Trump. You notice that? Even Candace Owens, even though she has distanced herself and she's not, full MAGA anymore, but she once was. Charlie was. All of these, do you notice how every single person speaking right now has in some form or fashion been connected to Trump or supported Trump or, went and did things on behalf of him and spoke and rallied the troops? Who the hell is Trump? Because like I said, I saw Trump has been removed. We called this last year. He was shut out somewhere around March or even April. Feels like March. He was shut out. I saw the Pope Francis, in his body. That's what I saw, the consciousness of Pope Francis. So these people have always done this. Always, always. Always. That's all I wanted to say, guys. I was about to get deeper into that, but I'm not even going to go there. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you want to hop into the juice, water, vegan cleanse that we're doing with quantum healing, the link is down below. And I'll get you up to speed with what we did today. Shoot that video to you guys. If you're following along, just this week, it's just, clearing out all of the junk, only high water content fruits and vegetables, right? I would even limit the nuts and the seeds, maybe a little bit, but, try to limit those as well. But if you need some of that, then have some of that. And we're really just preparing ourselves, because all we're doing is putting ourselves first, using the food, the lack thereof, or the food that we only get to receive or drink. We're using that to show us where the weak spots in our field are, what our traumas are. So when you can't reach for the food when you get off of that, that 12-hour shift, or when you've had the breakup, or when anything else happened, then you get to meet with yourself. That's when you finally see yourself. That's the point, the junction in the road where you get to meet with self. You never truly get to see self within this matrix because there's a lot of clutter and mess and noise. But it's when we take things away and then we see how we react without the structure of the matrix, we get to meet ourselves at these points. And so that's what the fast is helping to do. And I will say for me, because I started a little bit earlier than you guys, and probably about a week in. And it's probably day 4, the compassion kicked in, where I noticed I have a lot more compassion just within my everyday life. And it's like it's weird. There's a little bit more like compassion in the heart space. I can definitely see that for real. Some of the other things I will share inside of the group, but it's, it just already has been really good. And I did do some winging off of things as well. So it has helped with the detox symptoms. So other than a little bit of headaches, from like caffeine and stuff, but because I kind of tapered off, it's not as bad. So I think I'm doing pretty good. And another thing I've noticed is that my third eye is just like really, really active. It's like very active, vibrating, like, and even my sensibilities. So like I pick up frequencies, like codes and stuff. That has heightened as well. And just the overall ability to feel the presence of, spirits and spiritual, energy has also heightened. And, yeah, those are the things that are happening to me thus far. And I'm committed to the cause. So thank you guys for being on the journey with me and with all of us, and we're gonna succeed together. And guys, I am doing a January special for the quantum telepathic hypnosis with past life regression. This is the most thorough, the most healing session that you could do. So do yourself a favor. I think when you're on a healing journey, I think it is a must-have, because you get to take a look at where your soul has been and find out those true traumas in lifetimes that are really affecting this lifetime. I had a lot of beautiful sessions this week. So beautiful. Very, very healing for the collective as well. So that link is down below. It's not as discounted as December was. That was the deep discount, but it still is, roughly $140 off or something like that. So you can take advantage of that. But I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And I'm just reading here, last bit of messages. Cocoa has caffeine, but less. Yeah, and then even tea, some teas like yeah, have caffeine. So, but overall, it was just like a few days. It wasn't that bad at all. Yeah. You gonna sign you and your roommate up? You're gonna email? Okay, awesome. So yeah, so guys, when you book, you just choose any date, right? Because it'll just like give you a scheduled appointment so that you can make the payment. And the moment you book, it literally will email you the information and the Zoom link. So all of that will be there. But we're meeting on Saturdays as a group at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 2 hours. And if you can't make the meeting, then we will send you a copy of the video, and you can follow along at home with whatever quantum healing modality we did. So yes, just do that. You can just click on any date because it's going to give you a date in the future, right? And so just click on that date, and then I go in. Well, actually, I don't go in. The system just goes in, and it sends you the Zoom link for Saturday, and then the video will come, the flyer, all the things that you need, and then the group as well, the Telegram group. So you'll get all of those things. So sign up and be ready to fast whatever you're fasting from. And I'm telling you, by the end of this thing, even if you didn't plan to do juice or water or whatever it is, I'm just going to have you guys stretch yourself. So if you were doing vegan, raw vegan, I'm going to, do raw vegan. You're doing a week of raw vegan. Now we're going to do some juices. You're doing a week of juices. Maybe we're going to do some water, so this just to get you guys acclimated to know that you will not die without food. You're literally, our bodies are intelligent. You have so much food on you, not just in pounds. Because like I say, every pound of fat is something in there. A trauma, a past life memory, an ancestral this and that. You have that, and then after the weight, then the body starts to eat away at the traumas. So what happens when you first start fasting? I'll give you water fast. You enter a water fast, the first thing that's going to happen is that the glycogen stores will start to, go down. So the sugar, starts to leave the body. Within 18 to 24 hours, autophagy hits. Autophagy is self-eating. So the body goes in, it starts to literally eat itself. So it starts to eat some of the dead proteins and and just starts to attack certain things in the body. It starts to eat itself, right? And so this is why you start to lose weight, because it has to pull the fat cell and break down the nutrients. And so you have the stored calories on your body, right? And so in the people that are thin, like the thing is, your body's intelligent. Let's say if you're not doing water, but you're doing juice, your body knows that you have no more fat. So guess what? Instead of doing that, because you have no more, it switches to your traumas. So the people who have less weight and, I guess, less weight on them, the body's intelligent. It's going to start to clear up some traumas. And then after that, that's where your psychic abilities come in, which is what happened with me when I water fasted on and off for like almost a whole year. It was actually almost a year and a half, but I took like a major break after the first year, and then I did another big fast. I think it was 30 days after that. But nevertheless, this is like when after the fat leaves, then the trauma, and then the upload of your spiritual gifts and abilities happen. This is how I became, psychic. And some people don't like that word, but that's what it is. By definition, if you have clear seeing, clear smelling, clear tasting, clear knowing and feeling, then you're psychic. Regardless if you don't call yourself that, you have an ability. It's just what it is. And so, but that's how I gained mine. It took about 7 months of fasting, and I was psychic. I literally started channeling messages from source, and they were very detailed messages, So So that's kind of what we're doing here. And so I think in some capacity, I may do this monthly, maybe not the same way, but you know, it's important in this year we get our body engaged with the quantum healing, because I think we've done enough of the healing, but the problem is they can't embody it because their body is sick. You have to be able to hold it. And even myself, my body did a turn in the year 2025, and so just some aches and some pains and like injury, right, that I am trying to recover from, because the physical therapy really didn't do that justice, right? And so I already know what it is that I need to do, because I'm my own doctor. I know what it is. I just hadn't did it yet. The source told me to do it, and I just hadn't did it. So until now. So my plan is to go as long as it takes to feel whole. And I don't know how long that will be, because there's this story of this lady. She was in a wheelchair, and the doctors have given up on her. She fasted for like a whole year. She was running a freaking marathon after. Your body will heal. I don't care what it is. Mental stuff. Maybe I don't care if it's schizophrenia. I don't care what it is. If you go long enough and allow the body to do what it needs to do, it will be done. Now, this may not be everyone's story and outcome, because I truly believe you have to access the quantum field along with that. Like today, we embodied our highest timeline, like saw that highest timeline, and then we embodied it. And a paradigm shift, you want to get to your next timeline, even without fasting, make better decisions. Every decision literally creates a thread of energy, an energetic thread. And this is how you have the paradigm shift, the timeline shift. These are where the timelines converge. So, do you just see how much I love talking about this stuff more than the Erika Kirk show? But I'm so happy I saw that, because it really did sum up. Wow, her and Charlie. That's why that was done to him, because it was done to her. Yeah. So that's that. Be careful eating too much kale. I don't particularly. I juice it in my lemon ginger blast juice, but yeah, I'm not going to be eating it. I'm just going to be juicing. So, thank you though. Yeah, I heard about that. Yep, I'm reading the comments here. Natalie says tomorrow's going to be a hunt for all things purple. You know what? I heard someone of juicing purple cabbage, is it? I heard that's really good for you. Amazing. Guys, after we finished the class today, I did a sacral chakra kind of meditation, just sat here, and oh my God, guys, I will share that with you guys. It was amazing. Like, it was so amazing, like, because I'm like, wait a minute, I need to give something back to myself. So I just sat there for like 30 minutes and I did that, and wow, it was very, very, very powerful. Purple potatoes. Someone says all things purple. Yes. And guys, if you're juicing, don't be afraid to add water in some of the juices, especially the vegetable ones, because it is very potent. Because, like, I get it. Those things are very, very expensive. So you can stretch it out a little bit if you're concerned about money with diluting it with water. So today I've had my lemon ginger blast, and I've had some coconut water, and I had my pineapple basil, and I think I put a little bit of grapefruit. Yeah, pineapple basil. And now I went to the store earlier. I bought 30 pineapples. 30 pineapples, like 16 pounds of oranges, and yesterday I bought like pounds and pounds of spinach and lettuce, some kale, tons of cucumbers, ginger, turmeric, lemon, these sorts of things. Guys, if you have the flyer that I sent out, just watch the video. Just watch that video that I suggested, and that will give you like literally what kind of juices and different cleanses to take along with it. And so you have a week to kind of prep, so you can take a look at that. But that is all, guys. All right, I'm out of here. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is. Love is the way. Forgiveness is the key. And truth is the light that will always, always guide us home. Be well, guys.